All right, so I've been thinking about this series for a while now, last couple of weeks, and I want to talk about trash bags and drum liners. All the way back when I was in 6th grade, so I was like 11 or 12, the class took a 4-day trip to an outdoor camp up in the Cascade Mountains. So we got to talk to a lot of forest rangers, forest firefighters, smoke jumpers, if you will. We got taught how to do basic navigation and wilderness survival kind of stuff. Because it was a big thing up there. You know, people get lost all the time. But one of the biggest things that the forest rangers stressed in like their emergency backup kit was a trash bag, simple kitchen trash bag. And you know, they told a story about a guy who forgot his raincoat. He got into his kit, got a garbage bag out. It was like yay big, just enough to cover his upper body. Popped a hole in it and wore it around his head, and did all of his errands and stuff. It looked goofy, but he stayed dry. So I've remembered that, and I have included trash bags in my kits before. Well, fast forward several years now, and getting into the bushcraft stuff and everything, and a lot of the guys, bushcraft and survival guys, part of Dave Canterbury's 10-piece kit is a contractor bag or 55-gallon drum liner. Now, the reason they're called a contractor bag is they're for picking up job sites. Okay, so they're tough. Okay, I've picked up job sites before, moved these things full. You're talking 60 to 80 pounds of weight sometimes. Chunks of 2x4s, paint cans, sawdust, rocks, chunks of concrete, where they've, a construction worker had to bust out a piece of foundation to, run a pipe or something. So at least that's what I do. But anyways, these are tough. You can't just pop a hole through it. You have to really work at it. So it's a good solid piece of gear. Now, what can you use it in its base form, just as a big giant bag? I've personally used them as mattresses on campouts, stuff them full of leaves, and there you go. I was just using this one as a ground cloth. I had it folded in half, put it down on the sand and rocks, set on it, doesn't have any holes in it. Flotation device, water collecting. I guess if they're noisy, you could whip it around, make some noise, scare something off, or get attention. They do come in different colors, orange, green, so you could make a hunting blind out of one, signaling device, whatever. But what about modifying it? Well, the most basic way to modify it and wear it is by just cutting a hole in one corner, and there is a reason for this, is if you are lost, you don't need a big knife for this, obviously, it's just a folding knife. Oh, by the way, these are 3x4, so even in the hole form, it's touching the ground. I could climb in this just as is with my head sticking out, and I'd have a bivy bag, if you want to call it that. But to wear it, you can just pull it over your head, and it may look goofy, and this may be noisy, but there you go. So you'll notice there's this big, the other corner out there. You can also go like this. And I can put you're cocooned in this. I can put my hat back on and let the air flow a little bit. So, but with that big thing in the back here, you can wear that over a big backpack. A big backpack. Now, my preferred way is cutting a corner or cutting the edge or this corner here, but also cutting this side. I'm going to slit this just a little bit differently. So set that up there. Cut it like that, you got a little bit of cordage. But by cutting it there and across here, and granted you have a wide brimmed hat like I typically wear. You can now wear it like this and you have your arms free. You can still tuck them inside. I have worn it like this with my big Hudson Bay wool blanket on underneath. And I'm just going to pick you up here because I want to stress how much coverage this gives you. I'm covered all the way almost to my ankles, down past my knees. So I am fully protected from the wind and rain. This, will cut wind. The wind's not going to penetrate this. With these extra vent holes, though, it won't. It'll vent, so it shouldn't like your sweat and perspiration won't be nearly as bad. And it's actually not that uncomfortable. You could wear your bag over it, your backpack, if you had, like, say, a waterproof backpack or one of the real big ones. And it's still a big 3x4 sheet. If you carry it in the 10C system, you should have some Gorilla or cargo tape, and you can easily patch just regular holes, but you can also secure and waterproof any hole or these cuts, and then go on to use it for something else as a container, probably maybe for water gathering or whatever. But you can also just stuff your gear inside, tie it off, and you've got a big thing of trapped air. You can also make like survival caches, I suppose, if you wanted to, with these for maybe a season, because the plastic does break down. I mean, let's be honest. It gets brittle in sunlight and stuff. Varmints can get chew into it. But if you were, like, say, setting up a hunting camp and you made one trip, you could put a couple of these, maybe even hang up in a tree, in an old stump or something, put some gear in here, and it will stay dry and preserved, more or less, so for your trip back. And then, like, say, a food cache or something with, canned goods and stuff. Keep the labels from unpeeling so you can tell the difference between chili and stewed tomatoes. But anyways, I haven't seen anyone demonstrate how to wear one of these. So my next video, I think I'm going to try to do a shelter with one of these. This is still a good piece of gear, and it doesn't take up a lot of room. This is the other one that I have. And it's a little thick, but it doesn't weigh anything. I forgot that it was even in my cargo pocket while I was walking around and doing stuff. They don't take up a whole lot of room. You can put them in the bottom of a backpack or in a haversack. And you don't even know they're there, but they'll be there when you need it. This is a major underrated piece of gear. I recommend, you have one of these in conjunction with like a military style poncho or whatever. Even just as a comfort item, stuff some leaves in it, make yourself a cushioned seat, multi-use item. So anyways, that's part one of this. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope, this kind of gives you an idea of what to maybe put in your kit.